Hello again, everybody. This is On the Town. I'm Dan Roberts, the publisher of the Vegas Voice, and I have the great fortune this month of dealing with one of the great performers in town.
Thanks.
And that is Mr. Bruce Ewing. Thank you so much for being here, Bruce.
Thanks for having me.
You know, Bruce, I mean, I've said it in the paper. Again, we've known each other for a couple of years. And I've said that there are really two kinds of fans or two kinds of people. One that think you're great and one that haven't heard you yet. And I mean, you've been around for a long time. Your history is amazing. Tell us a little bit about Bruce Ewing. Where did you start off?
I grew up outside New York City. So we were about 25 miles outside of Manhattan. So my whole life has been about music, theater. I'm so happy to have grown up there because it gave me a chance to find out about Broadway music. And that's basically how I've structured my whole life, was off of that.
Yeah.
So I went away to school in Hartford, Connecticut, to a music conservatory there, and then came back to New York. And living that close, I could just get into New York, go to auditions. And my professional career then put me on the road. I did a lot of national tours and that sort of thing. A bunch of different shows. I did Ziegfeld, A Night at the Follies for a few years, and did City of Angels, did Grand Hotel. Then I got introduced to a little show called Forever Plaid.
Right.
And I did the national tour of that show in a bunch of different cities, and that brought me to Las Vegas.
Yeah, you know, and you were with Forever Plaid for a number of years, and the interesting thing is, before I even moved out here, I used to come out to Vegas once or twice a year, and I remember seeing you in Forever Plaid at the Flamingo. I mean, you go back quite a ways.
Yeah, I got here in '96, so 20 years ago now. Feels like 4 or 5 years, but I've been here 20 years. And we did. I did 12 years altogether of Forever Plaid, so be it the national tour or different cities and Las Vegas. But yeah, we were at the Flamingo from '96 through, I think, 2000, and then we went over to the Gold Coast in 2004 and played there till 2006.
I mean, you were always working.
I
mean, you were one of the lucky guys who were always working.
Yeah.
And then you went to Forever Plaid, from Forever Plaid to
Phantom, the Las Vegas Spectacular.
There you go. And how did that come about?
Well, that was really funny because I was so happy doing Forever Plaid, and I would have been happy staying with that show until retirement if I could.
Right. Yeah.
And the auditions came up for Phantom, and I went in and auditioned, and I think I did maybe one of my worst auditions of my entire life.
Yeah.
And I was positive that I was not going to get this gig no matter what happened. And months later, I auditioned in August. In November, then, they called me and said, I know we said we'd have our decisions made by Thanksgiving, but I need a few more days. And I thought, how bizarre that they're calling me to tell me
in the first
this,
place.
If I must still be up for the running. And a few days later, they offered me the job. And I wasn't even sure if I wanted to take that job or not because I loved Forever Plaid so much. Right. So I got the producer of Forever Plaid to give me a leave of absence. So in case I got tired of doing
you were covering
Phantom.
all bases.
Oh, yeah, totally, yeah. So he gave me a leave of absence, and I went over to do Phantom, and then I stayed there for 6 years.
6 years?
6 years, yeah.
And from there, you are now part of a group known as the Phat Pack, but not the Rat Pack, but the Phat Pack.
Phat Pack.
Phat Pack. How'd you come up with it?
Well, basically, my friends Ted Kagan and Randall and myself, we used to walk out to the parking garage every night. And in January of 2012, it must have been, we found out that the show was closing, that Phantom was going to close. So we just thought, wouldn't it be great if we could somehow come up with a job that we would be in control of, that we wouldn't have to audition for because we wrote it. So what we did was we started meeting over breakfast. We went to an IHOP, which we even talk about in the show. We really did start at IHOP. And we just kept talking about putting a show together that would just be about three good friends having a good time, enjoying the music that we love, enjoying the camaraderie that we share on a regular basis. And we built this machine called the Phat Pack, and it's PH because we started in Phantom.
All of you started at Phantom.
Yeah. And in fact, as the show has grown, there's always three of us, three singers and a pianist in our show. Sometimes we rotate the guys around a little bit depending on availability because we're all working actors and singers, and which is a good thing. So we all came together at one point or another in Phantom Las Vegas Spectacular. We all know each other from that, and then we just come up with the different renditions of the show doing that. But it did all start with Randall, he was Jean Valjean in Les Mis on national tour and on Broadway for about 10 years. And then Ted Keegan was the Phantom on Broadway and in the national tour for about 12 years. And then I did Forever Plaid for 12 years. And so we just put the show together that basically it started as three guys that just wanted to sing, but it turned more into a show about living out your dreams.
You know what I find interesting? It's like that Judy Garland movie. Let's put on a show, but actually that's really how it happened at an IHOP, for God's sakes, as opposed to a barn.
Exactly. Well, that's what's funny about it is, and we laughed about it. The very first day that we did the show, we did a 1 day just tryout of it. Let's see if we have a show. So we put together 90 minutes, and we did it over at a community Lutheran church, and we had 700 and something people show up just to check this out. And at the end of that day, we thought, how many times have we sat down with friends and said, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? And then suddenly we did it. We put a show together, and so we knew that it couldn't end. So from there, we decided we had so much fun performing that and putting the show together that's when we decided we need to look for a home here in Las Vegas.
Yeah. Again, I mean, we've seen it a couple of times. Even before I really got to know you, we were just blown away by it.
Oh, thanks.
And nobody has ever walked out saying it wasn't a great show. And the camaraderie between everybody is just fantastic. Let's go a little bit into detail. I'll give you a name. Tell us about, Kevin, let's say, and explain who he is, what he does, and et cetera, because they're all fantastic people.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, Kevin came to us. It was really funny. He, I got to know in Phantom of the Las Vegas Spectacular, although I had already known of him. He was part of MGM, EFX over at MGM. Mm-hmm. He was one of the masters of, they had the 4 masters around the star. He also would understudy whoever the lead was in the show. And he was the stunt coordinator there. That's how I met him, he was stunt coordinator at Phantom. He also then was one of the Phantom covers. So when we put Phat Pack together, we just always thought it would be Randall and Ted and myself. Right. And then Ted had to go back because he got called to do Phantom again on Broadway. I mean, actual Broadway. I mean, the real thing, yeah. Yeah, so and when Broadway calls, you go.
You have to go, sure.
That's right. Yeah. So with that, we were brainstorming, who can we get from our show? So we're going through our whole cast. And it had to be, our number one priority is it has to be someone that's fun. Yeah, that we get along with. So when Kevin's name came up, the three of us were just immediately, Kevin's the guy. We have to get him into our show. So he is in the Ted track, if you will. Mm-hmm. He sings, he does the Phantom music also at the end of the show. But he's got such a great story in that he grew up in Northeast United States, and he's been this stunt guy who also sings and acts. Yeah. So he's just really fun and that sort of thing. But he actually came in just to help us out for a short time, and now he's turned into such a great part of the show that it turns out that we have so many different times that we have to rearrange the show to make it work with our other dates. That
the funny thing, and I'm not trying to be cute, it reminds me like when you have the old Three Stooges where Curly couldn't make it, then you have Shemp, and it's
and
really,
the Marx Brothers. They would interchange and right.
It's seamless. And I mean, you guys put together just a fantastic show.
Thanks.
It's just great. Give me the next guy. Give me a little bit of background on the next gentleman.
Well, now, okay, so Matt Tyler is with us now also. It was funny because Randall's only missed one show that we've done, and that was because he was doing the AARP convention. He really was, which is funny since we joke so much about being men of a certain age. But he was over doing the AARP convention, and we had a show at 5:30 or 6. I forgot what time it was that day, and he got stuck in traffic. And so Ted and I did the show with just the two of us, and we kept waiting for Randall to show up. He showed up at the very end in the back of the room.
Okay,
we were already done. So we had done the show with two of us, and it still worked. We had a great time. But now with Randall is starring in Showstoppers at the Wynn.
At the Wynn.
And he's got a great... They've been so good to the Phat Pack over at the Wynn in letting Randall go out of town with us for different dates when we've had them. But this time there's another lead singer that has to be out coming this October when we're going to be in North Carolina. And because of that date, Randall couldn't do it, so we decided, okay, let's get another guy on our roster.
Right.
And Matt Tyler came to us, and he, again, through Phantom, but he has not only worked here in Las Vegas and nationally and on Broadway, But he also worked in the West End, which is the London's Broadway. And so he's been involved with Les Mis and with Phantom and with so many different shows and starting a lot of new projects. But he's new to Las Vegas, again, just coming back and now living here because his wife is one of the lead singers in Showstoppers as well.
Yeah.
So we're just, it's great to be... It's going to be great to be singing with Matt, and he's just joining our show, and actually our date with Vegas Voice, this will be his first performance with us.
Oh,
and then he's going on the road with us.
He's under a lot of pressure, right? I mean, he has to deal with the
as
Vegas
much
Voice
pressure as
ratings
we give in the Phat Pack. You know what? It's you have to show up, you have to sing, and you have to laugh, and that's our prerequisite for the singers.
You know, I've never met a bunch of gentlemen that are so relaxed, so easygoing, so down to earth, and yet when you guys are on stage, you show that. But the talent is just spectacular, really.
Well, it's such an honor to sing with these guys. I mean, I've always said that I have my my Forever Plaid history and everything, but I'm on the coattails of the Phantom and Jean Valjean. The guys I work with are incredible, and Philip Fortenberry on piano.
Let's talk a little bit about Philip because he's also an extraordinary talent.
He's amazing. He's off the charts and so humble at the same time and so much fun still. Philip came to us, of course we met doing Phantom, but Philip has an entire career. He lives here in Las Vegas now, and he moved here to do We Will Rock You when that first started. So he moved from We Will Rock You to Hairspray. He did Mamma Mia. He's bounced from Broadway show to Broadway show. He was involved with Phantom, and then he went over to Jersey Boys when that got here. So he's still with Jersey Boys. He's done a bunch of the Broadway shows here in Las Vegas. He's also done so many Broadway musicals in New York and on tour. He left us for a while to go do Rocky on Broadway I think that was a year, maybe 2 years ago. And they started a new... thing called the Ghostlight Awards, which are the awards for all the people that are behind the scenes. And he was awarded, now out of all the Broadway shows, out of all the orchestra members in all the Broadway shows, Philip Fortenberry won Best Musician in an orchestra.
It's really incredible, the talent and the level of achievement the guys have, and yet approachable. I mean, again, that's something that I've always found just really blown away by is... you have Broadway stars, and that's what it is. You guys are Broadway stars, and as easygoing and as lighthearted as can be.
And we just want to have fun and sing. I mean, that's the fun thing with this show is we do just have a good time. That's what we're there to do, and our audience is part of the show because depending on how much fun they want to have, we'll get a little bit goofier if they want to be goofy.
Just a little bit, huh?
Or a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized on the photo that came up, but we were awarded here in Las Vegas. We're so proud of this. We were awarded Best of Las Vegas by the Review Journal as the best all-around performers. We were hoping that maybe we'd be recognized as a best budget show, best show for under $50, whatever. Right. But when we got that award, we share it with so many years of big stars here in Las Vegas and big names that got this all-around performer award. So we're really proud of that. No, that's on everything we.
Yeah, and well, you should be. And like I said, it's probably the best show that most people never heard of, or some people never heard of it. And it's going to be our job in the Vegas Voice to promote you guys because we just happen to like you.
Thanks.
And besides that, you're talented, and it's a great show. I have never heard anybody walk out of a Vegas Voice show or a Phat Pack performance in which they're not just blown away by the talent. And what I'm amazed about is that, I mean, you've done a couple of shows with us, Phat Pack and non-Phat Pack, at Sun City McDonald Ranch, at Sunset Station, at the Silverton, and people are just amazed at your talent. But at the same time, down to earth, hi, how are you? What can I do for you? I mean, it's just really
that's what it really is all about for us. It was funny because we got to a point, we ran in Las Vegas for over a year. We were at the Plaza, and then we moved over to Bally's for a while, and we had a great run here, and we would love to come back. So if anybody knows of an opening in a showroom or a producer that wants to put us on,
just put on a show.
We're ready. Yeah. We're ready to come back. But the fun thing for us is when we're out in the road also, and it's happened a lot here, we were to a point where we're like, okay, is it time to put this away? You know, we ran for a while here. We're on the road. And so we thought about it a little bit because we're still busy in our own individual careers. But we decided not to because the amount of people that have come to us and they understand sort of our underlying unspoken theme of our show is about living the dream. And when a dream chooses you, you don't have a choice. And that's how we feel so blessed with being chosen to be singers, if you will. I mean, the life path that just sort of unfolded for each of us. It was a lot of hard work for each of us also. But just the opportunities that came up in life allowed us to live this dream. And that's what we have fun sharing that in the show. And even we were just out in Milwaukee this year. And there was another Red Wing, Minnesota. We were out there. And the amount of people that came out to talk to us after the show and explain to us that they get the dream thing. We had a custodian at a school that said, I understand the dream thing. My dream was always to work with kids, and I get to work with kids as a custodian. Yeah. Nurses come to us. Doctors come to us. Salespeople come to us. They get the whole idea about when your dream chooses you, it makes for a great life.
Yeah,
and so we get to sort of share that and goof around about it and play with it. But people also make this sort of heart connection, too, with us. And they come and tell us about it, which makes it even more enjoyable for us.
Well, you know what? Speaking of the Phat Pack, you are performing again, and you're doing it with the Vegas Voice.
Yes.
And that is at Sun City McDonald Ranch. And the date on that is Saturday, September 24th.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who have not seen Bruce and his gang yet, I am telling you, come and see the show. It's at Sun City McDonald Ranch. You can get your tickets by contacting the Vegas Voice at 702-251-4441 or go right to the front desk at Sun City McDonald Ranch, and they are going to see a show which is different, but really some of the greatest songs that you can imagine Broadway tunes.
And if people have seen the show before, it's a great one to come back to because we're introducing Matt to be part of our group as well.
Nice.
And his voice is just so incredible, and his history and his story is just so rich also. I mean, he's a great guy. He we have a group that follows us around town called the Golden Groupies, and I believe they've already bought their tickets for McDonald Ranch, but they wrote to me and said, now we notice Randall's not in this show, but Matt is, and Matt is easy on the eyes, so we're very happy about this. So if anybody needs someone, Randall and Ted and Kevin and I all think, and Philip, we all think we're easy on the eyes too, but I guess we have competition now for Matt, so come check out Matt.
And yet, the guys all get together, and it's really, as talented as you guys are, there's really no egos.
No.
It's not like, wait a minute, I want to do this song, and you can't do this. And I mean, it just shows a bunch of guys who really enjoy themselves.
And we have such a good time together all the time. I mean, that's the fun part. We love rehearsing. We love coming up with new stuff, and because that's what music and performing is supposed to be about. It's not about the ego. It's not about being a star. It's about the gift and enjoying it and enjoying the road the dream brings you.
Again, and one of the things that you'll see is each one does a signature song, and each one ends up with a standing ovation, and it's, okay, how do we top this and top that? But it's all the same. Everything is just really fantastic.
And, we joke about being older now, but it's so much fun. We do this song called Men of a Certain Age, which is just so much fun and funny, and it pokes a lot of fun at us. But at the same time, then after we do that, we get to go back and do the numbers that helped make our career more, I was going to say profitable, and it was profitable, but just more wonderful. And we get to do it again, and it's a reminder for us every time we get to do the show how blessed we are to be able to still be doing this.
Yeah, and again, it is Saturday, September 24th at Sun City McDonald Ranch. Also, we're very proud to announce that you'll be part of our Twilight Affair series at the Silverton on Tuesday, the 18th of October. So we're trying to keep you busy.
Thanks.
Again, if anybody wants more information, they want to get tickets, I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Contact me at the Vegas Voice, 702-251-4441, or go to our website, www.thevegasvoice.net. If people want more information about you, Bruce, and they want more information about the Phat Pack, how do they get in touch with you?
The website's the best one. So if you went to Phat Pack Entertainment, that's Fat with P-H-A-T, phatpackentertainment.com or phatpackshow.com or thephatpack.com. We tried to just take every possible combination,
no one's gonna
but it's
steal
P-H-A-T.
Yeah.
So and there's information about the show and about each of the guys, and we're using those websites also just to get our word out to the rest of the country, and we're booking. We're going to 4 conferences in the next few weeks just to help get the word out about our show and to book us all over the place, we hope.
You'll be all over the place.
We're
and rightfully so. Like I said, I promise you're not going to see a better show. You're not going to walk out of there without a smile and without a song in your heart. And again, it's just a wonderful, wonderful show. I mean, we wish you continued success.
Thanks.
And again, you got buddies in the Vegas Voice.
And we appreciate you. You guys have been so good to us since the very beginning. And it's been fun. The amount of friends we got through Vegas Voice also. We just really appreciate it.
It is something about that. Again, and it's for all ages. Again, this is Dan Roberts. Bruce, as always, I want to thank you for just being a friend and just for your continued performances and stuff like that.
Excellent. Thank you, Dan.
You got it. And we will be back next month with another edition of On the Town. And this is Dan Roberts with Bruce Ewing. We'll have some other great guests next month. I thank you so much for watching us, and we will see you again.